All right, we got a 2021 XP 1000 4-seat. Gonna be doing something a little different. Got a drive shaft carrier bearing that we're doing. All right, so we're gonna be pulling. I pulled the center consoles, which are self-explanatory, just the stars all the way around, front and back, and the seats, obviously. So we're gonna do all these bolts here. Take this H bracket out. Then we're gonna pull the floor pans. These two power wires are gonna stay in place. Everything else is gonna peel back. All right, got all the bolts out and we peeled it back, but we're going to take this linkage off here for the shifter. Just one of those little safety guys. All right, got this whole area pulled, loosening this H bracket, and it wouldn't come up. We're thinking it's the battery. 15 millimeters in the back, and then your star bits along the front, of course. All right, while we're pulling this bracket out, had to pull the battery mount out, and then we pulled this little guy out, and we couldn't figure out why it wasn't coming up. This is the tank strap, it goes under the tank. And if you see this little hook right here, that's the tank strap. That guy right there, it's coming from under the tank, and you lift up on that little hook. Just give this a wiggle and lift up on it. See that guy in there? All right, now floor pan. They got these bolts along the lip. This is a separate pan. This is the front and this is the back. This is where the seats will be over. Take the bolts out along here. The bolts along the back are already taken out. There's some at the bottom and some over there where he's taken out. And this should lift up and pull out the front. Hate to be the one to tell you this, but to get those little brackets off, you have to get those brackets off. There's one on each side to lift the floor pan out. In order to do that, you gotta pull both the fender flare bolts out, all the bolts along the bottom, and all the little push pins in the doorway. And we're just gonna try to peel it back, zip the two out, studs out right there, and hopefully lift it out like this. Damn, this ain't even a mud bike. All right, so we peeled this back and just took off the one side and shimmied it out like I was talking about. And we're doing all this for this guy. All right, look, you gotta take this cover off right here to shield. See, the drive shaft splits right there, so we might be able to leave. See, the drive shaft splits right there?
Yep.
We might be able to just pull the rear shaft, leave the front shaft in it.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
All right, we got the two, it's the drive shaft shield, 2 bolts here, but she's also bolted down there. So we're gonna take that off and see where we go from there. All right, that's the drive shaft guard that goes under the tank. That 10 millimeter I showed you, kind of lift up on the tank and just fucking wiggle it out. We just wiggle it out. Now we're only about that much too short, so we got to take the diff apart and pull it forward. All right, pulled the diff forward, 4 bolts under the diff. Got it off of the engine. Got it off of the engine right here. Now he's gonna tap one and I'm gonna pull. All right. There she is. Uh-oh. Yes, sir. All that for that. Motherfucking bearing. Yeah, it was caked with mud.
Yeah, it's fucking fried, bro.
Sorry, at least the splines ain't fried. We can put a new bearing on that bitch. Look, didn't even have to pull the roll pin out the front. Thank the Lord. We thought all that other shit was complicated. We get this out of there. Bye. Get this out of there. Bye. Now, if you want, you can dig some of that out, but I think it's going to get right back in there again.
Yeah, I'm not sweating.
All right. We're going to go to the press or something and pop this off and break the new one out. All right. Got the old bearing. We just beat it off. Gonna push the new one on very carefully. Grease everything up, throw her back in. And now you've changed your carrier bearing. All right, got all the yokes greased up. We slid it in, got it in, hooked up the middle, pushed it all forward, put it on the engine on the back. Got everything floating. He's mounting the front diff right now, which will push everything back. Then we'll give her where she wants to sit and then hard mount the billet carrier and then do everything in reverse. It didn't come with washers provided, so we put some nice thick washers. It came with stainless hardware, so we got it where it sits right. I think it's self-adjusting anyway though. This grease zerk line has to be lined up with the hole. And then we're gonna we Loctited those two, then we're gonna Loctite the 4 that clamp this bearing down and shoot a little grease in it so it has grease around the rib and it's got a little hole. Be good to go. All right, we went to mount the aftermarket carrier and the old shield didn't work. The shield was, it was too skinny in between the two ears, so we tried beating it to expand it. It threw it all off. So what we did was a mount bolt delete on the right side, so it's just gonna be mounted along the tank, which is where it was protecting anyway, so it'll be fine. You could try finagling it if you want. This is how we're doing it. Because if we gotta replace this again, we're just gonna remount another one in there. We're not dealing with this damn shield. All right, we tried mounting the carriage in there. Carriage is too wide, ears are in the way. So we deleted on the ears, right? This area, this was over here. There was a middle part right here, but we left this part and chopped this part off first. We chopped this section off and left this covering the bearing carrier, but then you can't get to the grease zerk. So we just went ahead and cut this whole thing out because this was hitting the carriage. So we got a little tab here, got a tab there. That's gonna block the tank. That's all we really need. Good to go. I'm gonna throw her back in. All right, so got the carrier in. Look, we got our tab that we left. We cut around the carrier. Don't mind the pretty purple spray paint so it won't rust. That's the only color we had. And then the guard goes back in there to protect the tank. We got it lined up. We got it greased up. We got these greased up. And it's, I mean, no give. My two-seater has a little bit of give and it's got the stock one, so this is definitely the fix for vibration. Now I'll just repeat everything from removing and throw it back together. All right, worst part, getting the gas tank strap back on. Gas tank strap runs on the gas tank, but the shield, remember the shield we customized, you gotta unbolt it in the back, push it down to the drive shaft, slip the gas tank strap on top, but it's only on top over the back and not the front. Hook the back, but we were having height problems here. See, the dirt builds up here because this is where the center console goes. These are C-channel, front and back. There was 1/8 of an inch of dirt in these C channels, and we couldn't get it to strap because it's a hook design that hooks into the back of this bar, this one right here. So what we did was we cleaned out the dirt. Once we realized what was going on, got it to go down. We lifted the front up, hooked the back of the strap, pushed it down. Then it still didn't want to go all the way down. Used the hammer, ping, 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 went down. And then this is hell. This is under a lot of tension. Pull up on this with all your might. Honestly, this is what we did. We grabbed this claw like that. And then one person on each side picked up on it using the hammer to grab it like this, basically. We got the hook in, and then we're gonna put the bolt in. Best way I can explain it, but good luck with that. That's the hardest part of this whole deal. All right, we got both of them back together. Well, we got that one back together, got mine running. We're gonna go down the highway and see what she does. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and no telling what other kind of how-to videos we're doing. There he is, boy. Just making sure you tighten the diff down. I didn't do that. All right, go ahead. Heck yeah, dog. STXRs, I'm about to par it out, boy.